What's poppin', everybody? It's me, Petros. And it's time to get it crackin' for the 2020 Petros and Money Show Chevy Summer Tour. Now, it's going to be a little different this year. We're not going to be at bars hanging out together. It's going to be a virtual tour. But you still have to show up because you still want to win a Chevy, don't you? You want a 50-inch Westinghouse TV, don't you? You want a $1,000 gift card to Barbecues Galore, don't you? That'll go a long way in the age of coronavirus. So stay with us and keep fighting. The PMS Chevy Summer Tour is happening.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Petros and Money Virtual Chevy Summer Tour. Brought to you by Chevy. Find new roads. Here is Petros Papadakis and Matt Money Smith.
Get ready! They're coming here now!
Stream us on Facebook Live and YouTube for your chance to win tons of prizes,
Looking forward to seeing you guys on YouTube.
including the biggest prize of them all, a brand new Chevy Silverado.
He did it! Oh my God, he did it!
And now from our studios in Burbank, Petros Papadakis and Matt Money Smith.
Behind every great fortune lies a great crime. Calling it out, Vic.
Calling it out, Vic, Petros and Money. It is a very special installment of a Petros and Money show, as it is the inaugural voyage of our 2020 virtual is the different word in this Petros and Money Summer Tour, presented by Chevy, and we will go until 6 o'clock. And between now and then, immediately we encourage you to consume the summer tour via Facebook or YouTube.
Now tell them why, Matt. Why is it an advantage to stream on Facebook or YouTube as opposed to streaming on the iHeartRadio app or just listen to the good old-fashioned radio on AM 570 LA Sports, your home of the Dodgers, less than a week out for opening day?
Straight cash, homie. That's why. When you boil it down, we are giving away $100 cash cards. We are giving away Chef Merito gift baskets. We are giving away a $1,000 gift card to Barbecues Galore between now and 6 p.m., a 50-inch Westinghouse TV, and a whole lot more. And we are doing it during our commercial breaks on either Facebook.com/Petros and Money or Facebook.com/AM570 LA Sports, or go to YouTube and type AM 570 LA Sports into the search bar, and that will get you to the live broadcast that is happening right now as we speak.
So once again, to clarify, the prizes are to be won during the breaks on YouTube and Facebook via the stream.
Via the stream.
And if I can sort that out in
the
my mind,
stream's a dream. Yeah.
then you can sort it out in yours. Speaking of a dream, it's been a dream for many listeners over the years, for 6 of them, and it'll be a dream at the end of the summer for a 7th. We are giving away a brand new Chevy Silverado Z71 off-road capability, the strongest, most advanced Silverado on the roads, made with high-strength roll-form steel for high-strength dependability. Chevrolet. Now, it's a whole different way to get the Chevy. We are not giving the Chevy away during the breaks via the stream. All you have to do to get the Chevy is go to am570lasports.com/Chevy and sign yourself up. And at the end of today's show, we will have a finalist, and we will have 7 others from our other virtual events throughout the summer. And then at the end of the summer, like we always do, and we will not be stopped by the age of coronavirus, we will give away a brand new Chevy Silverado, and we'll probably be talking about the Doyers going to the World Series at that point. But
and it gives you an opportunity, and here we are. I just pulled it up right here.
yes, I see
You
it.
can see the live stream. That's Facebook.com/AM570 LA Sports. It's easy. It is automatically running once you roll up to that particular spot or through YouTube, and you put the AM570 LA Sports into the search bar. And again, it gives you an opportunity to get a peek inside the studio. At that live broadcast.
Well, this isn't what it always...
Nobody does this.
This isn't always what
Nobody does this.
It looks like. We have Eric and Ricardo and Matt here and Dave Weiss and guys that have been here trying their best to stay safe and socially distanced, but also...
They're busting their tails.
Well, produce what is a television production or a visual production, so to speak, which is not normally what we do. We are on the radio servicing our radio audience, but we are also doing this virtually to make it a little bit special because it's the summer tour and we have stuff to give away and we want to make it special for our sponsors, and our sponsors are the following. Like I said, sign up, am570lasports.com/Chevy. Chevrolet and the Chevy Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Find new roads. Sweet James Bergener, Matt, the dense beard of justice, the people's accident attorney. Go to sweetjames.com. He's with us. We have one of our university friends rolling with us this year.
We are your higher education show of record.
Oh, without a doubt.
So no surprise, Azusa Pacific University.
Especially parochial higher education.
Even after the snafu of 2 years ago when we thought they were giving away an engineering degree to
that was a problem.
Listener.
I remember that was at the slide bar, and you said, hell, they're going to give away a degree.
They will give away a degree here on site today.
And we were called immediately by the dean of students.
Not happy.
Attention, teachers and students.
Did not find that entertaining at all, but they are back, and we appreciate them. Graduating game changers since 1899. Thank you, Azusa Pacific University.
And
our dear friend who has joined us in this hour every Friday through the quarantine, through the pandemic.
Be back with us next week.
Absolutely. And you remember that we're all eating at home a lot more than we have in the past and trying to figure out that grill. Not very good at it. Henrik's been great coming on, sharing tips to cook tri-tip, the dump cake, a whole host of others. And now he's giving you straight cash, $1,000.
That's the straight cash homie that you were referring to in the Randy Moss reference.
This isn't qualify to win. At the end of the tour, you win the $1,000 gift card. No, today and every single one of our 8 tour stops, he's given us a $1,000 gift card to Barbecues Galore. That's a Big Green Egg. That's a Kamado Joe. That's a
something
Green
great.
Mountain Grill. That is giant.
Or like a bunch of spatulas.
You got tongs,
20
spatulas, baskets. You want to talk about cedar planks? You can buy all the cedar planks they got.
Buy them out.
And still have a ton of money left.
And the chef, Matt, we're giving away a gift basket, I think, this coming break.
Yeah, let's start with that. Start with the Chef Merito Spice Basket and a $100 cash card. We'll do that in our first break to get it started. Look, we're bummed. We love the summer tour because we get to give away these great prizes, see the excitement on somebody's face, even if it's a blind man that wins a TV at the slide bar.
We have that in our history.
We do. That is in our history. We are sad that we can't do that, and we can't be with you, our listeners. It's our favorite thing that we do every year, and we're going to try to make up for it by doing it this way with this virtual summer tour that you can watch on YouTube, you can watch on Facebook, and hopefully you can win something pretty freaking great.
Now, if you're a radio fan, you heard my dad on his phone, which is truly deteriorating, much like Ezekiel Elliott. And there's nothing more frustrating than that. But that was last hour, and we're looking
Why are you bagging on me, man? Look at the stats. 5,200 yards since I came in this league, and no one's even close.
Sorry.
Why are you ripping on me?
I don't want to talk about the Cowboys,
More
Matt.
touchdowns than anybody else.
We're not allowed to talk about the Cowboys. My dad
has been reached.
Already done, but this hour we have 2 great guests. Sweet James Bergener, one of our great sponsors.
Double up.
At 800-500-5200. And the skipper of the Angels in a wild time after 31 years in the franchise. He's back, joining us from his home in Northern Orange County, the great Joe Madden.
We very excited to catch up with Joe Madden, not only a World Series champion with the Chicago Cubs, took a Rays team that had won 66 games the year before he arrived to the World Series, was part of Mike Scioscia's staff, the bench coach in 2002 when the Angels made that remarkable run to their lone World Series championship, and he is looking to replicate that effort this season with the best player in baseball, Shohei Ohtani. Anthony Rendon signed in the offseason. Certainly we will go beyond the on-field conversation about the Angels with Joe Madden, one of the more thoughtful guys in all of sports. Always enlightening when you get to have a conversation with him.
And our next guest after that, after Sweet James, at 5:20-25, somewhere in between there.
Somewhere near.
The most celebrated executive and classiest sportsman in the history of the United States of America, Jerry West.
an opportunity. And remember, these are via Zoom. So that's another reason why we want you to get on Facebook or on YouTube, because these aren't just straight telephone conversations or Comrex conversations. Both agreed to join us.
It's a real thing, Matt.
Via Zoom. So there will be a video component. You can watch us interview Jerry West. You'll see Jerry West. You'll see Joe Madden, either in the comfort of their home, office, wherever they'll be reaching out to us from. We think it's from their home. And you will have that opportunity at 4:20 for Joe Madden, 5:20 for Jerry West, but only through the Facebook or the YouTube platforms.
And remember, get on YouTube, get on Facebook. That's where you can win during the breaks. And that's where, like Matt just said, you can see the facha, the face. For some, it's better than others. I just got a text that said, why would Money wear that hat when he's always botching about his tiny, wait, I guess he wanted to write bitching, about his tiny dome piece. I think it's a fine bucket hat, and I appreciate
it's
the Long
theme.
Beach.
It's a Frogman Friday. We usually do something for the theme wherever we go. We wear
I
a
have
shirt.
I have my terry cloth pool shirt that I'll be donning a little later. And since somebody did ask me to get out my arms, because I didn't know it was that kind of day, I do have a tank that I can be wearing a little later.
Sense of normalcy. It's what we're trying to do here.
Well, let's do it like we usually do when we start out the summer tour and try to hype people up. I mean, we have made it, Matt. We are a week out for the start of MLB baseball. We're going to have all kinds of games, exhibition games, over the weekend on your Dodger station. And we're going to bring the fans to the yard on AM 570 LA Sports. And maybe even more selfishly, today is a big day for us. We're trying to pay off our sponsors and give everybody some entertainment in a unique way when we can't leave the studio. And our people have done an unbelievable job doing that. Now, the people involved with our show over the years are generally pretty happy. But we have burned a lot of bridges too, Matt.
No, we haven't. We never burn bridges. It was just yesterday Tim Cates had to update the Guess Who Hates Petros and Money list.
I had to smooth it over with Teddy I this morning.
Could have been on the list.
But over the last 14 years, we do have a lot to be proud of. And just like Matt was saying, these annual events, particularly to give stuff away and celebrate and to actually be with our listeners, is right at the top. Now, we know we're not talking during the breaks and hugging and taking pictures and calling people and leaving messages on the phone for your cousin Cletus. But we're trying our best, and we're still giving our stuff away to show appreciation, Matt, to our loyal listeners of Great Sports Talk. But
Great Sports Talk.
with the age of coronavirus, much like everything, Matt, times have become complicated.
Pandemic has not cooperated with us,
and
sadly.
It's just like Swayze. Imagine what Baby Houseman could do with a flat screen. She'd have the time of her life.
No question.
We gave a Westinghouse TV to a blind man at the Slide Bar 4 years ago.
That is an accurate statement.
He loves it, and he uses it to this day.
I believe he took public transportation home with that television. So imagine, not only were the
he didn't
people
have to pay for a seat.
Not only were the people dumbfounded when he was the person that won the TV, but an entire bus from his trip from the Slide Bar to home got to take that one in.
You don't have to be blind to win the 50-incher this year, but it doesn't hurt to have a tear-jerking story. But that's not how we're going to do it. All we're going to do is go to break, and on YouTube, we're going to pop on there and say call. And we're going to tell you the number, and that's how we're going to give stuff away.
How it's going to happen.
How many breaks do we have in a 2-hour show? Like 6?
6.
Okay.
Not mine.
So, think of being a frogman or doing the Mamba with Jennifer Grey or banging the gong with Vic the Brick, whatever it is that gets you through the next couple hours, and play the game with the Petros and Money Show. Let us what?
A lot of people on YouTube.
I know what you're going to say, Kates. They all want us drinking. That is the number one comment I see. It's glasses of bourbon. It's beers. It's where is the effing booze, you two?
Actually,
Well, we're just starting out here.
Actually, the comments are more like, when did Marky Mark start co-hosting the show with Petros?
I didn't see that one. I
Feel
saw
the
someone
vibration.
saying how
I've
yoked
seen
I
Marky
was.
Mark all the time.
Feel it,
Are you?
feel it.
Look at those guns, Marky Money Smith.
Nice,
I
Matt.
feel like that's
Everybody
sarcasm.
thinks you're swole.
But that's facetious. Well, you can tell them as someone who's sitting in the room. It
No,
must
Matt
be the
looks
angle
great.
and the lighting.
Matt looks great. We're having the time of our lives.
And let me just say this now. I did not bring my gun, so I will not be showing it on the
That's
YouTube
next
and
week.
Facebook page.
Next week is Shoot 'em Up Summer Tour Stop.
Got to
Kates.
give him something to wait for.
That's right.
Now, did everybody get to see the different pictures of Swayze dancing with Jennifer Grey while we were talking about the Dirty Dancing ending? Did we?
Mentally, they did, yes.
You
Mentally
didn't.
they
You
did.
didn't roll it in.
My man, this is a hard production to put
You
together.
didn't roll it in. Our production elements, Matt.
It's
Hey.
a lot to do here. There's a lot of
Legal
moving
didn't clear it.
pieces.
Legal said we can't do it.
Hey, anybody can show a picture of Swayze for God's sakes. That
Now,
movie's like 400.
What I tried to do was get Legrette to play Orback, and we were going to put actors in there and stage it.
I know it wasn't you, Cates, that got Penny in trouble. When I'm wrong. Help with the Penny situation. You know these local girls. She said it was me, but you just can't trust them. You don't know where they've been. My man, I know it wasn't you that got baby in trouble.
Here's the script, boss. All right, I can do this. When I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong.
Say I'm wrong.
So we're going to give away a prize. And then when we return, Joe Madden's going to join us. Okay. So get on YouTube. Get on Facebook.com. Either one will carry the stream that will share the number we want you to call to win a Chef Merito gift basket and a $100 cash card. It's the first thing we're giving away here in the break. And then Joe Madden is going to join us via Zoom call. Zoom call. Next.
I better get my Angels gear on.
Good call.
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money.
the last several months are very unsettling, and they've shocked the world and our communities, especially if you get in an accident.
I mean, we're going to be doing this all day.
What is the best possibility to not have the prize hooker win the first prize given away?
5.
Okay. Caller 5, 866-987-2570. Our first giveaway. Our dear friends. No, keep it on, whatever. Come on, this is FCC exempt. This is just on the internet, man. We can cuss if we want right now, can't we?
Hell yeah!
The bosses are watching.
All right, we won't. Caller 5, 866-987-2570. Our friends at Chef Merito gave us one of those great gift baskets with all the spices, and we've got a $100 cash card in that basket as well. The Sada Limon, you can put that on the outside of the
pescado!
Speaking of which, can we get a freaking drink in here already?
Well, we don't have...
what do we have? Do we have any enchiladas? I think we do, right?
No.
Somebody stole them?
It's all gone.
Still water.
I had Kate put some Huntington Beach, Surf City Steelworks, but it's still chilling for the Dead and Alive Guy segment later.
Someone's going to have to make a liquor run. One of you three
these guys are
responsible
busy.
for this broadcast is going to have to make a liquor run.
Good.
Not a bad idea. All right, caller 5, 866-987-2570.
Caller number 5.
2570, Chef Merito gift basket, and a $100 cash card. Thanks to all of you, by the way, for logging on to the video feed through YouTube, through Facebook. Tell everybody else, because still to come. What else do we have, Kates? We got a $1,000 gift card to Barbecues Galore.
50-inch.
Rock and Brews gift cards.
We got Rock and Brews gift cards. $100 to Rock and Brews to give away.
And don't forget just to go on to am570lasports.com/Chevy and sign up to win the Chevy Silverado. Otherwise, this is all for nothing and your existence is existential.
All right. 866-987-2570. Caller 5. Tim Cates going to be answering them phones now. We're going to find somebody to go on a liquor run.
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money. Summer long, Petros and Money traveled across this great city.
I'm getting out of the IE right when this is over.
From Huntington Beach to Upland to everywhere in between.
I stayed the whole time.
I was here!
Thousands showed up to celebrate and party with us as we gave away a 2018 Chevy Silverado.
The 5th summer in a row!
Thank you to everyone who attended the Petros and Money Chevy Summer Tour.
AM 570 LA Sports.
Enter now for a chance to win a brand new Chevy Silverado without me standing on the top of it like this, awkwardly.
This is Petros and Money.
Grand slam home run!
We're giving you the chance to win a $500 gift card to the Dodgers Clubhouse store. Powered by Lids and a 50-inch Westinghouse Roku TV. Just for sale.
It's time for Dodgers baseball.
Details at am570lasports.com.
Want legal advice from the dense beard of justice, and maybe he'll have some dancing girls, socially distanced.
Tchotchkes, legal advice, answering our ridiculous, inane questions. That's what our man does.
This is Petros and Money.
I'm personal injury attorney James Bergener. Accidents can happen. If something happens to you or your family, call me. My firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal. You're not a number. You're more than just a name. This is your life. At my firm, each case is professionally and personally tailored to you. So if you've been injured, I've got your back. Call me now for a free consultation.
Masks on! And now back to the Petros and Money Virtual Chevy Summer Tour.
I had to take my mask off for that part.
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money. This is Petros and Money.
Petros and Money, AM 570 LA Sports. It is the first stop of our Chevy Petros and Money Show virtual summer tour. Could not be more excited. We have already given out a whole host of prizes and still to come a chance for you to win a $1,000 gift card to Barbecues Galore. Get that smoker, get that Weber grill, whatever it is you're looking for, patio furniture, and of course, still a chance for you to qualify to win that Chevy Silverado that we're giving away at the end of it all. It's been a great start, P, and we still got a whole host of things to come.
But right now, really the centerpiece of our show, especially this hour, one of the most well-respected baseball men and just great guy overall, not only in Southern California, but coast to coast, a World Series with the Cubs. We remember him in Tampa Bay, but 31 years in the Angels organization at a Lafayette University. We welcome the skipper of the Angels entering his first season, and what a doozy it is. It has summer camp and everything. The immortal Joe Madden on the Chevy Silverado Celebrity Zoom hotline on the Petros and Money Show Chevy Summer Tour. What's cracking, Skip? How are you? Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, I just got off a Zoom call with all the coaches and Billy and the whole staff, just going over the roster. I'm enjoying being back. You said 31 years, right? I mean, that's pretty incredible to be with that this organization that long. Took a little bit of a sojourn, Tampa Bay, and then Chicago, of course. But it's really, it's really cool being back here. And you said Chevy. I've got several of those. I'm a big Chevy guy.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
How gratifying is it to be back? Just around different people, I would imagine, than from where you started. I mean, one thing is really true in baseball and any sports. There's a lot of change and people cycling out. How recognizable is the Angels organization from when you started?
Well, you're right. I mean, there are a lot of changes. I got to know Artie and John Carpino before I left, so I know those guys. Marcel Latchman was just on this previous Zoom call, so Latch and I go way back. There are a lot of changes. But what you really realize and find out, you did say 31. I've been thinking about that recently. I am an Angel, and that it's really comfortable in all the best ways coming on back here, and you already feel invested. There's like no getting up to speed, kind of a feeling about it, getting indoctrinated, feeling at home, feeling comfortable. It's there. It's already there. So when I talk to the guys, I am fully invested in being an Angel, and I guess I've always been that way. 75, I signed out of a tournament in Boulder, Colorado. So, and actually at Wichita, Kansas. But my point is, it's very comfortable. It's new. It's different in some ways, but it's really kind of neat.
Sure, we love to celebrate the sports and the teams, but part of the summer tour is also celebrating the cities that we're visiting. And unfortunately, because of COVID, we can't make those stops at our favorite bars or our favorite restaurants, where we'd normally be doing with a whole host of fans. But
awesome.
You're someone that has talked quite a bit about Long Beach and what that community, particularly Belmont Shore, I think, and Naples, and what that means to you. And if you can maybe, as someone who's been to Chicago and Tampa and some great cities across this country, share what it is about that neighborhood that is so special to you.
Well, I mean, when I came here and my first year was 94 with the big league club, I lived in Eldorado Park with my uncle and my aunt. And I'd oftentimes take a little car ride over here to Belmont Shore. And dang, I love 2nd Street. I just fell in love with the energy of 2nd Street. It's not perfect. There's a grittiness about it, even though it's a beach community. And I love the fact that you drive down the street and see billboards on roofs of bars and restaurants. I think it combines like an urban feel with this beachy kind of thing. And I've always loved that about the place. The asymmetrical streets, this expansive beach that we have. And then of course the people I've gotten to know it, the community, the neighborhood that we live in. We sit out front at night. People walk by, how's it going? They love seeing the van parked out there. There's always conversation. It's, I don't feel like I'm in a big city at all. It's easy to drive from here to the ballpark on the 22. But there's something unique about this place. And I really brag about Belmont Shore everywhere. For those that I think it's still somewhat of a well-kept secret, although with the Olympics coming not far in advance, I think it's not going to be a well-kept secret much longer. I think it's going to continue to advance to both good and bad, to the detriment of the area in a sense. But I feel very much at home here. So does my wife, Jay.
Have you noticed that a club can take on the character of its city? Is Anaheim different than the way a group of players behaves on the north side of Chicago?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the big city, the Chicago, unique, and then compare it to Tampa Bay. This is almost like a sister city to Tampa for me. Caribbean vibe, a West Coast vibe. This is more European to me than the other side would be more Caribbean. I feel like I'm in Italy a little bit when I'm here on this coast and Southern California in this particular area. Chicago, completely different. Chicago, the larger urban community, the fan base there. Listen, they suffered for a long time. It's just different. Wrigley Field itself in a neighborhood. You just wish when you have the opportunity to work there that other teams, other cities would have had the foresight that they did in regards to keeping the ballpark and bringing it up to speed with all the present amenities while maintaining that kind of unique characteristic, because Wrigley is. I mean, I will never. That was a very unique 5 years that I spent there, and something I'll never forget. Fan base there. I mean, these people, when we win, they go to the grave and sit at the grave with their deceased relatives and have a shot and a beer. So it's different. It's different. It's unique, and I'm really pleased to have that experience. Then you come out here, and then everybody gets a chance to come out west and go to Anaheim Stadium, Angel Stadium, and they love that too. It's just different. And I've been fortunate to do East Coast, Midwest, and now back to the West Coast. I've seen it from all angles.
If you want some seaside grittiness, you just go over to the bridge a couple times and you'll be in San Pedro.
Yes.
That'll really blow your head off.
I've done it. I love that drive. And if I've got one of my older cars top down, it's beautiful driving up there.
You've been a leader at a lot of different levels, like we've talked about, from all through the system, all the way up to the very top. What's it like leading a group of men and an organization through this time where we're all so confused? I mean, we've gotten comfortable doing interviews like this. There's something kind of weird about it.
You're right. I mean, this, and actually that part of this, I don't want to forget your question, but I like this format. This is something that I will definitely utilize this off season, building into the next year. The fact that we become this comfortable with this technology that has a visceral component to it. It's not flat. It's not two-dimensional. There's a third dimension to this thing when you talk through Zoom. Whoever figured this out, I wish my last name was Zoom. This is brilliant, and I will continue to use this. For example, not last night, the night before, it was, yeah, 2 nights ago, I had the entire organization on Zoom. We did, and we had in-depth conversations about both Black Lives Matter and the national anthem and things of that nature. Obviously, I'm included. By no means do I have all the answers, and I don't even have all the right questions either. So we needed to have these kind of conversations to develop somewhat of a comfort zone or give people an idea exactly what's going on in our country right now, and make you more present and give you a better awareness and the greater ability to react and help and be part of the solution. So that's what the primary goal was. It was spectacular. So proud of my guys. The conversation was that good. The guys walked away thinking it was one of the best team meetings they've ever experienced. And I was very proud to be part of that.
You're not just a member of the community, Joe, but you're someone who gives back. You got a foundation that is trying to make the community better. You mentioned that you do, a conversation about the national anthem, about Black Lives Matter, about so much that's happening. We talked to Renat, who's with, the Alliance, and something the Angels is now part of. What can you share with us about what it's like running a foundation with seemingly so much happening in the world and so many folks trying to figure out what the best way is for them to give back?
That's something, by being out here the first time around, I met my wife, Jay, and Jay at that time asked me, why aren't you more into charitable endeavors? And I'd never thought about it, really. I mean, again, it's at what point do you have that epiphany that your mind opens up and that you finally figure things out that the universe reveals to you just sporadically and not all at one time, which I guess is a good thing. So we go back to my hometown in Pennsylvania, where as a kid growing up, there were no minorities. A minority was if you're an Italian living in the Polish part of town. That's when you were a minority. So I go back there now, and over 50% of our city is Hispanic. And my first roommate in professional baseball was Richard Thon, and I were first roomies in 1976. I've always had this strong affinity for Hispanics, Latinos. I think the Catholic background and how they were raised very similar to what I was raised as an Italian Catholic back in Pennsylvania. So we go back home, and I was upset with the way the city was cohabitating. I thought we were going backwards. I thought the city was on the verge of dying, if that makes sense. And a big part was the disparate situation between the Hispanic and Anglo cultures in my hometown, which really upset me. Quite frankly, it did. I went from here, this house, to Pennsylvania for Christmas. Got there, didn't like anything I was seeing. Came back to this house in Long Beach, called my cousins and said, we got to do something about this. And from all the conversations I had while I was there with a lot of Hispanic members of the community, we decided that the best way to do this was to create a community center, which permits an after-school situation for kids to attend to, whether academically, athletically, culturally, whatever you want to call it, because the parents are out working. And that's where a lot of the trouble was ensuing, because there was nobody there to really monitor kids coming home from school. So that was the first step. And then we've bought our own building. We've developed into a national model, the Hazleton Integration Project. We were not just designed for the Hispanic community. We were designed for everybody and still are. However, mostly the Hispanic community has shown up, although now it's starting to really work both ways. Very proud of it. And beyond that, we work with the homeless. We work with inner city youth boxing. We are there for pediatric cancer on a lot of different levels. And so the foundation has opened me up. It's given me greater perspective in a lot of areas. I've met so many people that I would not have been able to meet otherwise. And, quite frankly, for Jay and I, it's one of the most important things that we do.
Respect90foundation.org for our listeners that want to check it out. Inner city stuff that Joe's been doing a long time, and definitely very vital work. Joe, you can't see this logo, especially now in modern times, without thinking of Mike Trout.
Yeah.
And, we're the Dodger station, and we keep asking everybody, what's Mookie Betts like up close? That's certainly, I'm sure, what you get asked about with Mike Trout all the time. And we're asking you the same question. What's it like to be around this guy?
High energy, great teammate. Not a good teammate, great teammate. Understands his place in the game. I think he wears it really well. Talent-wise, I mean, we all know how good he is. You know how good Mookie is also. The thing I'm learning about Mike, he's ingratiating, he's engaging. He'll come up, throw that big old arm around your neck and ask you a question, although we can't do it now. This was like in the spring training 1.0. He's inquisitive. He's very inquisitive, and he listens well to the response. I mean, he's got a lot of good interpersonal qualities that's going to make him a great leader. He's growing into it right now. So we've had wonderful conversations already. And the other night in our Zoom, he took the bull by the horns, and he was very passionate and respectful of everybody. I was really impressed. So he's all of that. He's all of that. And now this is a young man who's going to have a baby. And I think the universe has finally revealed to us, once we are parents, when you become a dad or a mom, then you really understand what the word sacrifice means. So he's got all this stuff happening at once in a very difficult moment. And I think he's reacting to it brilliantly, actually.
Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again in the future. What a great conversation, enlightening conversation. Respect 90 Foundation giving back, and the Angels going to get it going up in Oakland on July 24th, the home opener against Seattle on July 28th, and hopefully by the end of that season we'll have some of this figured out and maybe get some fans in the stands as well to see what they're doing out there.
Thank you for having me. Please ask anytime. I really enjoy this kind of conversation. Also, I understand you have Mr. West coming on next.
Mr. West, next hour. Yes, sir.
Tell Jerry I said hello. I've had dinner at Phil Traney's with Jerry several years ago. Big baseball guys from my neck of the woods back east. So please give him my best.
The Traney family deep in San Pedro. No doubt about that. God bless you, Joe, and thank you so much.
Thanks, gentlemen.
All right.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Catch every game on your home of the Dodgers.
AM 570 LA Sports.
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money.
All right. Hey, we are back. That was a great interview with the great Joe Madden. We are so happy that you're with us on YouTube because we have another giveaway to do right now, Matt. We are going to be giving, we got our beer, thank you to the Duke of Sports, an up-and-coming young broadcaster in the area. But the PMS Chevy Virtual Summer Tour continues, and the big deal about this is not just the A-list guests, it is the prizes.
Thank you, Rockin' Brews. We got two $100 gift cards to give away to Rockin' Brews. So let's take callers 5 and 6. 866, excuse me, 866-987-257. I chugged the beer. What do you want me to do? I mean, it was stuck right here. 866-987-2570. Callers 5 and 6 are dear friends. Remember last year we did, I think, what was it?
We had Paul Stanley on.
I think we had 4 stops at Rockin' Brews. We did Downey. We did Downey, Buena Park.
That was it.
That was it?
Man, you better get it right. You better figure out exactly where we were.
Downey and Buena Park.
We
did one more. Remember we did the one outside.
What date was it?
We did one outside on that patio with the big picnic benches underneath the awning. Tom Telesco came out to see us at the Rockin' Brews.
No, that wasn't a tour stop. That was for the opening of the one in Downey.
That was not.
That was just an opening of the Downey.
Mick Cronin came to Rockin' Brews, drove 2.5 hours one way, hour and a half the other, just to come hang out with us for 4 minutes.
And they have alfresco dining right now at the Rockin' Brews. I mean, that's not something you want to shake your nose at. Your masked nose. So give us a call.
Yeah.
What's the number?
866-987-2570. Callers 5 and 6. Each of you get a $100 gift card to Rockin' Brews.
Have you finished it?
This is Petros and Money.
All right, everybody, don't move. We're going to be right back with more of the Petros and Money 2020 Chevy Virtual Summer Tour.
This is Petros and Money. Catch every game on your home of the Dodgers.
AM 570 LA Sports.
Happy birthday to
You, Sweet James.
There's nothing the Sweet James team can't do for accident victims. Win the ultimate summer prize pack by tuning in to the 2020 PMS Virtual Summer Tour right here on AM 570 LA Sports. Enter to win with a secret code on the AM 570 LA Sports YouTube and Facebook streams. Brought to you by the People's Accident Attorney, Sweet James, 800-500-5200 or sweetjames.com. From a secret off-site location, possibly in the Far East, possibly in Whittier, this is Vic the Brick Jacobs on the Petros and Money Virtual Chevy Summer Tour.
Hola, everybody. Pumped for the virtual tour of Petros and Money 2020, y'all. I'm Vic the Brick Jacobs here at the Zendo, and I have the virtual haiku for the Petros and Money Summer Tour. Let's face it, I have been throwing down the haikus for a long time, but these are very especial. Gonna bring you one of the heavy hitters, Basho, heavyweight lyricist from the 1600s. Here's a taste. Plum blossom scent in the mountain air. Through the mountain pass and up through the mountain trails. Basho. Petros and Money Summer Tour. This is it, 2020. It's large, it's El Gigante, it's humongous, and it's very especial. And now, back to Petros and Money in our Burbank studios, and I leave you with this. I'm feeling you!
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money.
What an intro video. What a man. What a time for the Petros and Money Chevy Summer Virtual Tour to roll forward. We've had so many great memories with this man, the dense beard of justice. There's only one of them. You've heard him on the show for years. He's a huge part of what we do. If you're ever in an accident, or if a dog down at the beach walked by a guy in a bucket hat like Matt Smith bites your balls, you gotta call the dense beard of justice on his birthday.
Yeah.
Sweet James Bergener, 800-500-5200. Sweet James, what's cracking, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm just phoning in from my Rick House / recording studio here.
It's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive set of barrels you got there. What do you got sitting up in there, James?
It's got a lot of bourbon and rye and the good stuff, you know. So
very nice. Classic.
Yeah, you look like a ghost. Now, Sweet James, we have a lot to get to. There's no doubt about it. And everybody's feeling pretty good about being together for the Chevy Summer Tour. But when we look at a great video like that and we think of all the memories over the years that we've had,
what's your favorite moment in the history of the summer tour? Something we've done that really jumps out to you.
Well, I know your father's got to be happy that it's virtual this year, because the only thing I can remember is firing the T-shirt cannon in there and landing on his table and getting his beer and water everywhere. So,
was that at the slide bar, Matt?
Slide bar.
Yeah.
Oh,
we talked yeah.
I mean, that's a negative memory, though, Sweet James. Isn't there anything that you really enjoyed over the years?
We opened for Kiss. Remember when we had Paul Stanley on?
Yes,
I got to talk to Paul Stanley. All the people who've won the truck. That's always this big thing, the key that you magnificently do, having the big key reveal. And just great food and hang out with all of the fans, man. It's awesome.
Hanging out's pretty great, James.
Yeah, just hanging out, man.
You mentioned the T-shirt cannon, and we had many a run-in with said T-shirt cannon. Whether it was at Ballast Point, firing off an air conditioning duct and popping somebody in the head, spilling drinks all over the place. We can't get into that sort of legal trouble today, but today and moving forward, if, let's say, we guide people that are watching via YouTube and Facebook right now to maybe do something, it's
like eat the Tide Pods or something.
Yeah, like not that we would, a Cascade or a Tide. Hey,
let's think of something.
Cascade
No.
Hey, wait, did Matt? Did we get pulled over? Was that a tour stop or was that a
that was
we got pulled over?
Gotcha. I think it was a Monday Night Football event. Was our being pulled over together. But what if we do direct somebody to do something that is ill-advised? Can we be held responsible for doing it virtually? Because God knows we give out horrible advice just about it.
Yeah, and because of our past history of giving bad advice, that kind of shielded us from future bad advice. I don't think we'll be held responsible if we encourage others to do something stupid. So,
because we do it so consistently.
Exactly. People who listen to the show know.
Okay.
You're looking at the dense beard of justice in a distillery of some kind. Joining us, it is the Petros and Money Chevy Summer Tour. We're doing it virtually this year. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're right here where you usually hear us on AM 570 LA Sports, your home of the Dodgers. And people are streaming us on the iHeartRadio app. There's nobody better than Sweet James Bergener when it comes to legal advice. 800-500-5200, 800-500-5200. Now, Sweet James, what if we said something was happening like Orson Welles, like the War of the Worlds, like misled people?
Right.
Like kind of looks like my head's floating around in the studio like I'm a ghost, like you. And it wasn't really happening. Like what do you get for lying on the radio these days? At a certain point, can somebody call us out, or is that up to iHeartRadio?
That's up to iHeartRadio, and usually lying on the radio gets you ratings, doesn't it? Just the more outrageous it gets.
Do it every day.
Right, just having fun. And by the way, the setup is amazing. It looks like you guys are in the chair in the studios.
We
awesome,
are,
man. It's just virtually.
Right there, the clock that's now embedded in my head. I have a digital clock on my head right now.
Hey, do you ever watch F1 racing, Sweet James?
I do not watch F1 racing. I watch the highlights. Lewis Hamilton, super happy he won, though. I'm a big fan. I lived in England. I supported him, but I typically don't watch a lot of F1.
This came up.
You lived in England and supported him. When?
Yeah.
We've been talking for 10 years, and that guy's like 18 years old.
Yeah. Well, but he raced after I lived there, but I'm like, he's from England. Go, man. So, yeah, he's awesome.
Everybody's got to find their connection, right? I mean,
right, there you go. That's it.
Petros now, the Mexican. Who's going?
Yeah. Why? What's up with F1? You guys watch a lot of it?
I'm watching F1. That's why what's up with F1. It's suddenly relevant in our lives because I get up and I watch F1 on Sunday mornings, and it's fulfilled the sports gap in my life. I've been inspired by it. I watch it with my son. I figured you'd love to hear the engines roar and the rumble of the Austrian forest being completely and totally disheveled by these crazy cars. I thought it would be something you were into.
MotoGP, I like the motorcycle racing, but haven't watched much of that this year either. So, no, it's not F1. I wish it was more passive.
Distill liquor over there. Where is the Blinking Owl? What is that, Sweet James?
Blinking Owl is in Orange County in Santa Ana, Orange County's first distillery. So, super fun. Yeah.
Your neck of the woods where you live, James, recently, Balboa Island flooded. a little bit of a high tide, a little bit of a aggressive winds, just kind of a culmination of events that led to
property destroyed.
Property destroyed. What if, let's say I am a new boat owner. I just purchased a sail, and I'm walking down on Balboa, and all of a sudden, my periphery, I see and audibly in the distance, I hear these people screaming, and I see this single sailboat come toward the shore, and it just crashes against the seawall there, and parts go everywhere. And now I don't want to sail anymore. Okay. This has freaked me out. The sea is no longer for me, but I've invested, let's say, tens of thousands. Let's say a $40,000 sailboat.
Oh my goodness!
I just bought it the day before. Can I return that for a full refund? Is there a cooling off period when buying a sailboat like there is with cars? I know I'm jumping you with this here, but
did you buy a boat, man? Is that what happened? Did you buy? You've been surfing. Did you buy a boat now?
I'm a man of the sea. If there is a cooling off period when it comes to boats, as there is with cars?
I do not believe there is a cooling off period in purchasing marine vessels.
Have you ever seen Jaws 4? The one in the Bahamas?
I saw 3D. That was awful, and it was awful. I don't think I saw 4.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in Jaws 4, the shark follows the family to the Bahamas and starts trying to eat them there. from all the way in Massachusetts.
Martha's
they go
Vineyard
down to the Bahamas. Yeah, and they try to eat the people of the Bahamas. Now,
I know what
there
I'm
is
doing
a moment. There is a moment in the movie where some local scientists, they know that there's a shark there terrorizing people,
right,
or at least them, and they don't tell anybody. And a child gets eaten off a banana, one of those flying bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you sue the Bahamian government there if they knew about the shark, didn't tell anybody, child eaten off the banana?
I would. You probably lose, but yeah, why not? We can try. There's going to be no duty there, and knowing that the shark was going to eat him, I mean, it's a lot of what ifs and what hows, so probably not. But I'm going to watch the movie, and I'll get back to you. I'll see what the facts were.
Well, James, we love you the most. Thank you so much for being part of the very first PMS Virtual Summer Tour and being part of the summer tour. Remember, there is nothing that Sweet James's team can't do for accident victims. We'll be right back with Hour 2 and the great Jerry West, Mr. West, coming up next on the very first PMS Virtual Summer Tour. Stay tuned to win.
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money.
Damn Spirit of Justice, Sweet James Bergener. We're the show that gave him the name Sweet. So even if he's talking to Sissany, don't forget where the bread is buttered. Give us a call, 800-866-9872-570. What, y'all don't like Sissany? 800-866-9872-570.
When he checks into that lodge, by the way, you know what he does? He chugs a bunch of Gatorade and takes a giant piss all over the room, and it smells like salt. That's what happens when he checks into the sports lodge.
Sweet James?
Yeah.
He pees on
This is all over the room.
He urinates all over the sports.
Exactly right.
I can't believe he's invited back. Like an unhousebroken Rottweiler.
Remember, if you follow the show, you know we love the folks at Surf City Stillworks.
Oh, the best.
We talk about how good looking the bottles are. Check out, this is local artist. They use local artists to do the stuff inside the bottles. It looks awesome on your bar or in your liquor cabinet, wherever it may be. We figured we would show that off. But, Kates, do we know what's in the backpacks that we're giving away?
Great goodies.
Goodies! Tchotchkes. So 866-972-570.
What you do is you stick your hand in the bag. Sweet James sends you the prize pack.
Okay.
You stick your hand in the bag, you pull it out, and it says, "You don't have a case!"
Hey, shout out. We got a birthday wish for Remo. Our Remo. Please
Remo
give him
Williams?
a shout out. It is his birthday today. The adventure begins. Remo Williams.
Oh, why did they make a second?
They should never have. Is that it? All right.
Oh, we should have made a second.
Oh, why didn't they?
I loved Remo Williams. You didn't?
We'll be back.
Catch every game on your home of the Dodgers.
AM 570 LA Sports.
The 2020 Petros and Money
I bend over for the camera, I shake it.
Chevy Summer Tour. You've been a part of it.
Fantastic.
You've heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're taking it to the next level. Experience everything you've loved from the past 7 years.
Deeper and bigger.
Watch it.
You can be a voyeur.
Interact. We want to interact and sign up for the chance to win prizes, including
Oh, my God, he did
a brand new Chevy Silverado.
I found the connection. I knew it.
And who can forget about iHeartRadio's Grand in Your Hand program?
Remember, a grand in your hand still coming every single weekday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
All you got to do is call, and then they call you back.
Text the 200, but it's a block call, but you got to answer.
And then, when you answer it, make sure you answer it, because one time they called the guy back, but that's not usually what they do.
Grand slam home run.
We're giving you the chance to win a $500 gift card to the Dodgers Clubhouse store. Powered by Lids and a 50-inch Westinghouse Roku TV. Just for save.
It's time for Dodgers baseball.
Details at am570lasports.com.
I did because you gave. I grew because you sowed. I created. I played. I taught. I climbed. I found Christ because I saw him reflected in you.
All right, everybody, don't move. We're going to be right back with more of the Petros and Money 2020 Chevy Virtual Summer Tour.
This is Petros and Money. This is the Vassay Report, featuring Dodger insider David Vassay virtually from Dodger Stadium with a selfie stick.
Of course I have a selfie stick out here at Dodger Stadium. How else am I going to hold this camera? Hope you're enjoying the Petros and Money Summer Tour. We are just 6 days away from the first regular season Dodger game next Thursday against the San Francisco Giants. And it'll be Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the 9th time on opening day for the Dodgers. That's a franchise record for the Dodgers left-hander on his way to Cooperstown. 9 opening day starts in the last 10. So it'll be fun having Kershaw on the mound against the San Francisco Giants. Remember, in Arizona, he got into a little brouhaha with the Giants after he hit one of their batters after they hit Justin Turner. So we'll pick up where they left off in Arizona. Should be fun next Thursday. I know you're having tons of fun with Petros and Money, so we'll send it back to the summer tour.
This is Petros and Money. Stream us on Facebook Live and YouTube for your chance to win tons of prizes.
Looking forward to seeing you guys on YouTube.
Including the biggest prize of them all, a brand new Chevy Silverado.
He did it! Oh my God, he did it!
And now from our studios in Burbank, Petros Papadakis and Matt Money Smith.
An unfulfilled vocation drains color from a man's entire existence. Cha!
Strong it out, Vic. Petros and Money. Virtual Chevy. Live. Summer tour.
It's popping off. We're an hour in, forgetting whether or not we're on or off microphone or on radio or off YouTube or whatever. We just had a conversation with James Bergener. Happy birthday, sweet James. And the immortal Joe Madden. What a great guy. Belmont Shore love, Long Beach love, some Pedro love. I know he met his wife, Jay, at the Los Alamitos Club.
The Rossmore Tennis Club.
Yeah, the club in beautiful Seal Beach, and he's a fabulous guy.
What a great conversation.
So a great job by Tim Cates getting us Joe Madden. Thank you to the Angels and hooking that up in our very next segment. Aside from crazy giveaways, including a $1,000 gift card from Barbecues Galore and the 50-inch Westinghouse TV, Jerry West is going to join us via Zoom, and you can watch it on YouTube. That's where the prizes are coming. If you're just joining us on the PMS Virtual Chevy Summer Tour, they are on YouTube and Facebook during the breaks.
Recommend, it seems as though the hot spot, when you're in high school and you show up at a party and there ain't nobody there, and you look around and you're like,
I missed it.
We went to the other party.
Or everybody's in the Burger King parking lot.
So YouTube is the party. YouTube.com. Just hit up the search bar, type in AM570 LA Sports.
I mean, I don't want to disparage the Facebook types. I don't have another against you. Be on Facebook. I am Facebook.
But it's not at Petros and Money.
No.
I made that mistake. It is only at AM570 LA Sports. Is the live feed. Yes, terrible error on my part.
We're just trying to figure this out, though, and we are doing a great job. And if you want to win the truck, and that's the most important thing, because we give away a truck. A truck. We've given away 6 trucks, like a flotilla of trucks. The 7th will be given away in our final show during the Chevy Summer Tour. And the reason that we're doing it is because Chevy gives us a truck to give away, and we got to find a way to give it away.
That's the truth.
And that's why we have all these production people, and we're trying to make it cool for you. But it's really simple to sign up to win the truck. We're going to have a finalist tonight, and that is just go to am570lasports.com/Chevy. am570lasports.com/Chevy and sign up to win the brand new Chevy Silverado. What a day we've had so far.
And within the next 2 commercial
breaks. And we've been
breaks,
drinking.
Well, we finally, Duke of Sports was kind enough to hop across the street and get us a couple Sixers of Modelo. So big thank you, Duke, for setting that up.
Even though they're a sponsor, we still bought the beer. That's how much we like it.
Love the beer. Love the foil. Feels classy, as a matter of fact. So thank you, Duke,
golden
for that.
Foil.
And we said it during the last commercial
It's
break.
like I went to Gladstone's with a chick.
Yeah, right?
Hey, they made it into a swan. Want to make out among this fishy smell?
I'm going to take this home, forget it in my back seat. When I come in, it's going to be the stankest swan ever. It's going to be like an actual swan died in my back seat. You can watch on YouTube and comment. The comments have been a lot of fun, especially when Vic showed up. If you're listening, you don't get to see the great vignettes that Dave Weiss and everybody, Social Matt, have put together and managed to weave through this broadcast on the actual
It's
YouTube.
really cool.
Vic from his house, Dave Vassay from Dodger Stadium, all contributing to the virtual summer tour. This is our first go. We'll tighten it up. If
I think it's going great.
If there's a
Tighten
chair,
it up. What the hell's the matter with it?
If you think an office chair looks 10 times the size of my body, or Petros is somehow floating.
We can have a little fun with the.
He's floating.
We can have a little fun with the background.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
I mean, it's a little more interesting than personal injury law sometimes. A little fun with a floating head here or there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, old Dirty Dasher. AM570 needs to show more love to the Clippers. Well, you know what? The Clippers showed some love to us. Chris got us Jerry West, and Jerry West is going to join in the very
we got a chair.
next segment.
Chris.
And there's the chair.
Yeah.
Chris. So Dirty Dasher.
One more beer, I would have thrown in it and all that equipment. My man, you broke the lights, my man. Oh, my God.
Barry was supposed to sponsor that, my man.
It was going so good, but Petros,
unbelievable.
he tried to give it above 700 viewers by breaking all the goddamn equipment.
So Jerry West in the next segment, we will talk Clippers, NBA, basketball, and, of course, a lot of big picture topics whenever Jerry West joins us. We say victory. But you got to tune in to the visual component of the virtual
It's more fun.
tour.
We're wearing
really
tank
is.
tops.
Tank tops, stupid hats.
I don't want to offend the guests, so I
beers.
put my Beach Life shirt back on when we do the interviews.
I may do I actually have a costume change for Jerry West.
Oh, you do?
He's Jerry West. I can't wear the bucket hat and a tank top.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm going to swap.
All right, Mr. Respect.
I'm going to get pretty buttoned up.
That's you.
I'm going to get buttoned up.
Make sure, remember, go to am570lasports.com/Chevy to sign up to win the truck. That's the most important thing. That keeps the summer tour going. Wink, wink. You know what we're saying?
Exactly right.
Keeps all our guys working. Real quick, let's do the word of the day.
He heard me with his words.
The word of the day.
Puig has COVID.
No!
I know. It's our fault.
Fun!
We talked to him on the stream the other day, and we did a whole...
He was shirtless on our Zoom call. He looked healthy,
Jesus
vibrant.
piece on. Well, he's asymptomatic. You can't get Puig down. I mean, it would have to be like 20 Coronas to take down Puig. But he did test positive. And that means, what did you test? It's positive, Yasiel. Can you still go to the Braves? He's not going to be a Brave anymore. Unfortunately, he's still a free agent. We might even get him. You never know. What if there's what if there's a COVID pandemic with the Dodgers inside of the big pandemic? And then all of a sudden, somebody's tested clean for 3 days in a row. We bring in Puig.
Youth House San Fernando, personal visit from Puig because he's playing for the Dodgers.
WildHorseFoundation.org.
Exactly right.
Here's Puig on our show in happier times.
I try to be safe, try to not eating too much, but
it didn't work.
You sitting at home all the time. You want to eat.
Were you, Yasiel? Were you really at home all the time?
And try to be safe.
Were you?
From everything about the COVID-19. And do some workout at home, some bicycles every day.
Well, he was working out.
So do some gym and try
gym?
to help people with
No
the
hugging.
COVID-19 with my charity foundation, helping kids and families in Los Angeles and do the same thing here in Miami.
Well, thank you to Puig for joining us. That was like 3 weeks ago, Matt.
And by the way, our dear friend, Dave Magdaleno, on the chat adds, Puig's plasma going to be the key to knocking out COVID.
Oh, my God.
What a great call.
Put it in the sickest patients.
What a great call.
Put it in the sickest patients.
Puig's plasma will knock out Corona.
How
Mark
could
it, dude.
I mean, I'm no medical expert, but how can I argue with that?
Right?
Somebody called Johns Hopkins.
Well done, OG Red.
All right, it's time for the number of the day.
Here's my number.
Number of the day.
Real quick, P, the number of the day is 4. Inside the bubble, we have got access to 4 dudes. Cates, give me the first taste.
NBA Bubble Life, and just so I have proof that this is an incredibly full beer, you can see that there. It's a 12-ounce Coors Light. Cheers, everybody.
That is Myers Leonard. And here we go. Pop it there, Myers.
The player?
Yeah. And then you got J.J. Redick.
Okay.
In a hot tub here. Shotgunning a beer.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one.
Oh, that's the one there.
We just did some
That's
beer
the
shotgun.
one.
Right? And then we got Myers Leonard versus Jordan Clarkson. Head-to-head shotgunning beers.
Oh, it's
Oh, still got him.
It still didn't matter. That's the big hammer. You hear me?
Still got him.
God damn it.
I love that.
Empty too. Can't nobody hang with me.
God damn it. That's Leonard taking down Clarkson. Apparently they had a bracket system.
Starting to feel.
God damn it.
I'm starting to feel the bubble.
And then here is our last one. Clarkson upset because he brought a Corona 16-ouncer to the fight. Leonard had a 12-ouncer of Coors
Well,
Light.
that's a problem.
And this is him coming back saying, wait a minute. Wasn't a fair fight.
Y'all shotgunning baby beer. Check us out.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me.
There you go. Apparently, that is now the trend. What are you going to do to pass the time in a bubble now that you've been there for
shotgun beers?
God damn it.
And it is, and I think probably the best athlete shotgunning a beer that I have ever seen was Baker Mayfield. When he bit into the bottom of the beer at that Indians game, popped it, and then threw the can. But these guys are.
There are some offensive line types that I'd love to introduce you to.
I would assume
want to see
chew up a hole in the can.
Yeah, they swallow the can and then spit out the aluminum shreds. However,
but way to go, NBA guys. Find something fun to do.
I want to say this though. You shotgun 2 or 3 beers, what's next?
God damn it!
You call the Instagram thoughts and you call the weed guy and you try to pierce the bubble. A couple shotgunning beers, you don't just high five your friends and go play Madden for the rest of the night.
God damn it!
You start calling the hose. Am I wrong?
I'm just happy this is what we get. Instead of shots of your food and this sucks and how dare they.
Oh, this is way better
that
than
we're
that.
getting shotgun and beers and a God damn it!
Octo-bong coming up next.
Right.
Let's get
God damn it!
that beer bong with a bucket with 8 legs and the little spigots. Ronnie, let's do this.
This is the song of the day.
Today there can only be one song of the day. It's called Gong for Me.
This is it,
From
man.
Lady Gonga, a creative cover with special lyrics to honor our good friend Vic the Brick and his quest for a new gong. As the Petros and Money Show virtual Chevy Summer Tour rolls on, with David Vassay and Dodger Talk waiting in the wings to squirt you down with a full bottle of seltzer. That's coming up at 6 o'clock.
Mike Scioscia with David Vassay tonight. We had Joe Madden, the great Angel skipper. Well, his mentor for all those years, Mike Scioscia, on all the new baseball rules for this season with David Vassay at 6 o'clock. But stay tuned on all the platforms, Matt. We're going to be doing some giveaways here.
God damn it!
And then Jerry West.
Jerry West is next, but hop on YouTube, hop on Facebook, because in this commercial break, giving away more prizes. Are we giving away the TV? A Westinghouse 50-inch TV.
Oh, you better get on YouTube right now.
Get on YouTube.com right now. Search AM570 LA Sports. Get on that link. We'll tell you how to win. And one of you will win it right now in the next couple minutes. A 50-inch Westinghouse 4K HD TV.
Live from the AM570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money.
This baseball.
Doing the summer tour, and it's time to keywords. It seems like the air in your esophagus is the Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, give us a call. We are how are we going to pull it together and interview Mr. West?
Better figure it out.
We've been overserved.
I still have to change. I got a costume change coming for Mr. West.
25 outfits and a mic check.
Exactly right.
Check it out on YouTube.
We got a 50-inch.
Right now, 50-inch Westinghouse. We're on YouTube or Facebook. If you're on that, give us a call. Caller number what?
So how about this? Just to make sure.
How about what?
It's not somebody that is just dialing 866-987-2570.
A guy named Carlos won the Chef Merito stuff. I caught that.
When
way to go, Carlos.
When Tim Cates answers the phone, if in fact you are caller 20, you have to say Sleestack in honor of your hat. Cates is going to say, what's the key word to win the TV? You have to say Sleestack for the logo.
That's it, right?
That's it. So say Sleestack. That's how you win the 50-inch TV from Westinghouse. 866-987-2570, caller 20. Unless caller 20 don't know the password.
You better know. If you don't know, now you know, you bitch.
God damn it. Oh, God. Sorry, Mr. West. We're trying.
He's fine.
We're trying. He'll be fine.
Freaking basketball player's not a freaking diplomat.
We'll put it together.
Treat him like he's a freaking prime minister.
Good luck.
Stay back, but please tune into the Petros and Money Show Chevy Virtual Summer Tour for 2020. We're still giving away a truck. Chevrolet, strong for all the roads ahead.
The Chevy Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Find new roads.
Merito, the official seasoning partner of the Petros and Money Show.
Listen, watch,
me do it.
interact. We want to interact. Download the iHeartRadio app now. Keyword AM570 LA Sports. Masks on.
I take that as a personal affront to me, a personal affront to me, a personal affront to me. When you don't sign up to win the Chevy, I take that as a personal affront to me. You know, it's not just a barbecue aisle.
It's a barbecue store.
And that's why Barbecues Galore wants you to enter their realm with the $1,000 gift card that we're giving away right here.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss, Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
Hello, everybody. This is Steve Van Doren from the founding family of Vans, Chief Entertainment Officer. I'm sure you're enjoying Petros and Money's virtual summer tour like I am. This is the first one, and I can't wait to see the other 7. I've always had a great time attending the tour stops, especially the big one at Vans headquarters. I'm excited to announce a brand new Petros and Money custom Vans skate highs. Make sure you're watching and listening next week to Tour Stop, Thursday, July 23rd. We'll be celebrating Dodgers opening day. Go Dodgers. You're going to love it. And now I'm going to enter to win the brand new Chevy Silverado. Back to you guys in the studio.
Welcome
to the 2020 Petros and Money Chevy Summer Tour.
Live from the AM570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank. This is Petros and Money. Live from the AM570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank. This is Petros and Money. This is Petros and Money.
Petros and Money, and we are still going. Got a little bit longer on our first stop on the Chevy virtual summer tour. Remember, you can get every single week when we do it. We're doing 2 within a week. The next one will be on Thursday, and you can get it at youtube.com/AM570LA Sports. You can get it on Facebook Live/Petros and Money, and of course, you hear it right here on AM570 LA Sports, your home of the Clippers, your home of the Dodgers. And what a great treat we have today, immediately right now, P, the centerpiece of the show.
It is an absolute pleasure and honor to have this man in this forum of all places. We are so happy that Jerry West, Mr. West, to most everybody in all of sports, is joining us on the Chevy Silverado Celebrity Zoom hotline. We are honoring Virginia Country Club behind Matt. I got West Virginia, Let's Go Mountaineers behind me. And Jerry West, quite simply, one of the most respected people in all of sports, and a great example and inspiration for all of us on how to conduct yourself with class decade after decade after decade. You know all the accolades, the Presidential Medal of Freedom just last year. And I know he doesn't want us just to sit here and wash him up. We're here to have a conversation now. On top of being one of the greatest front office people of all time, he's doing it with the Clippers, who are in the bubble, but he is not. And that's why we can speak to him. Mr. West, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm a little embarrassed by all those accolades you guys gave me, but my name really is Jerry, not Mr., I think. But I do appreciate all the nice things you said, and anxious to find something to root for and something competitive that's meaningful, and particularly, I think, for the city of Los Angeles.
When it comes to the obstacles or just the adversity that these players are going to face, I know none of us could relate to it, even folks perhaps that played professional basketball, but in your history, can you think of anything that would remind you that you had to go through that these guys are going to try to sort out?
Well, it's not, because it's so much more than about sports. I mean, if you just look at the reports, I almost hate to even look at the news anymore, because all everyone talks about is the virus. And this country is unique and different in the sense it has always, in the worst times, had the ability to recover and restore ourselves. But with these mixed reports, people really not having any patience and particularly no discipline, this really is concerning. And forget about sports at this point in time. But to me, the linkage between competition and people rooting for a respective team, it's like community pride. People love particularly basketball players because they're so visible and incredible things that they can do on a night in and night out basis. And all of a sudden, right in the middle of a halftime of a game, someone cuts a cord and you can't watch it anymore. It's the strangest thing that I have ever seen in the world of sports. And hopefully this bubble will work. It'll be protect these players. And as you mentioned, the thing that would concern me most, it's just a chance to get out, and I see you're either going to play golf or do something, to get around people, and when you feel relatively safe and outdoors, it's exciting to be able to do that. But this is going to be a challenge for everyone down there. You see players, I think a couple of guys have ordered pizza and had it delivered to the gate, and they went to pick it up, and they're in confinement again. So awkward at best.
For a team like the Clippers, Jerry, and the leadership they have, particularly Doc Rivers, one of the great individuals in the NBA, player or coach, and a finals MVP like Kawhi Leonard. We know the character of guys like Pat Beverly and Paul George. Do you think that is going to play maybe more of a role in this particular playoff than in years past because of the unique surrounding that they're dealing with?
Well, we have a completely different group of people, okay, completely different. And I say that in a positive way. And I think sometimes when you have people that have different interests, Kawhi doesn't say very much openly to the public and everything. I even see him opening up now, which I think is great for people to get a chance to know someone like him. He's a great guy. Pat Beverly's a great guy. I don't know anyone on this team, and I say it honestly, that I wouldn't like to be a teammate with. And that to me says a lot, because sometimes you get around people that are solely into themselves. These players are really united. Just watching some of the practices on a Zoom that we can see, Clipper personnel, is really fun to see. But I've often wondered in my life, to be incarcerated, what people go through there just to survive a day. And in some respect, you almost feel like, even though they're not, what do you do with every waking hour? People you talk to all the time, but particularly face to face. There's something missing when you can't talk to them. You can talk to them over the phone, but it's not like being around them in person. But these guys are unique. They like each other. I'll bet you they'll come away for a while and say to themselves, this is fine. This is fine. But if you happen to go a long way, 3 months in this confinement, that would be testing for all of them.
Jerry, you know what it's like to compete in all these great cathedrals of basketball, the arenas that we have come to hold dear watching professional basketball. And there's something about the crowd, obviously, that changes every athlete in sports. What do you think, if you can speculate, the games will be like, the level of competition for viewers, and to be able to hear these guys communicate in a game?
Well, certainly communication will be a lot easier now, because you hear a pin drop in there, I'm guessing, except for a ball bouncing. But I think that's the real test for me. I know what it will like like practices, a lot of time you go to practices not to show how good you are, okay? You go to practice to hone the team's ability to perform as a team, not as a bunch of individuals. And so anyway, that to me says a lot. I think that will be a challenge after a while, but put competitive people together, regardless of what you're doing, they're still going to be competitive. But I think it's going to be so different for them in there that I've thought about that a lot. And I think that would be the toughest challenge for me, not to have people around me that root for you. You go in an arena and that adrenaline's running. All of a sudden, it's not there now. That's going to have to be supplied by the players and particularly the people who are sitting on the bench. They're going to have to be our cheerleaders.
Jerry, we haven't had a chance to talk with you, and every time we do, it is such a blessing and a treat for us and the listeners following The Last Dance, which, of course, because of the quarantine, really took hold for fans of sports, even just not even fans of sports. It became a cultural event of some sort. And one of the things that I think a lot of people took away from it was just how competitive Michael Jordan was, whether it was just throwing a quarter against a wall with his security detail. We've heard that, the best, that's just kind of the way they're wired. Can you share with us, kind of how you felt as a competitor in basketball, as an executive? I've got, the Virginia Country clubhouse behind me, and we know that, I think you're on the Bel Air team and you play against a lot of other clubs, and we hear you're still very competitive in that. Is that something that you continue to feed, or is that just something you're almost born with and you nurture and you can't get rid of?
Well, let's go to The Last Dance first, and I think the thing that makes Michael unique, you can see his competitiveness. Okay, even when he was younger and going to college. Now I've been fortunate enough to know him for so many years. It's almost like the inside of someone who's like this, and you look at all the really great players. Some of them have had it. But his ability to ratchet it up every game, I don't care what it was, he had this burning desire. Where it was created, I don't know. He talks about his father a lot and his relationship with his father. His father really pushed him. But from his days in North Carolina, the thing that people don't realize about him, this was one. I don't know if we'll see an athlete like him in our time that possessed this incredible athletic ability with a brain, with the physical tools he had. It was crazy. Some of the things that I know from his North Carolina coaches, the late Dean Smith, who I'm really good friends with, Roy Williams, who's a really good friend of mine today. We've talked about him even when he was in college and about some of the things he could do physically. He related to me the other day that I was talking to Roy. He called me about 11 o'clock one night here in Los Angeles. And he talked about running. They had some runs that they did in college, like a 40-yard dash. And all the coaches were out there timing him. It was like a 4.3 or something like that. In I think a 40 or 4.34, 4.36 or something like that.
Jeez.
And they said to him after he ran it, because they all did it, and they all have like a quarter of a second different. He said to me, he said, "You didn't think I could do that?" And they said, "Well, we'll see you do it again." He ran it lower the second time around. But that's who he is, golf. Now he's really into fishing. He just loves to fish. And I don't like to speak out of place, but I've spent some time with him, and I saw him in Los Angeles for the Kobe Memorial celebration and had dinner with him the night before. The thing I love about him, he never changes. This guy never changes. He is a man's man. He's funny. He's fun to be around. But obviously, he wants the people around him who he likes to have. But for other players, they have that same makeup that play the game at this enormously high level. Do they have the same skill factor? This incredible explosion. One step, he was gone. What's a LeBron James? I mean, for his size, he could have played any sport and been successful. A Kobe Bryant. But I just see a little bit different in Michael than the rest of them in this sense. He was quicker. He was a better defender. And those players have something unique. In our era, I saw the same thing. Bill Russell. There's a lot of players over a period of time that I've seen perform like that. But when you see the extraordinary athletes have that, it's like a built-in separate engine that drives them to greatness. And the one thing they all have, they want to be the best. And to be the best, you have to prepare yourself. Every game, you have to play every game. Don't cheat yourself, don't cheat the fans, and particularly don't cheat your teammates. And I think that makes them stand out above all.
Jerry West stands out a lot to talk to in LA. There's nobody that makes people feel more comfortable hearing his voice and just talking sports. It's so meaningful for our listeners, and we really appreciate it. We are your Clipper station, and you've had so many notable roles in the front offices of many NBA teams with a lot of success, top to bottom. Compare that, those situations maybe back in the day with what you're doing with the Clippers now. How satisfying is it? How much do you enjoy working with these guys?
Well, first of all, let me talk about the Clippers, my past, okay? I've worked for, this is the fourth organization. I don't call it work. I've been involved. I think the greatest thing that I've ever heard anyone say, if you love what you're doing, you're never going to work a day in your life. And I haven't. And I just love this sport. I love the team element of it. And particularly as you move on to an executive role. And I had an opportunity to work with the late Jerry Buss, a great owner, a really great owner. In his earlier days when he was more concerned about, driving a team in a different direction. He's done some things that still are in this league. That started with the Laker girls, different ticket pricing. He started Prime Ticket, and no one really even talks about that today. And if he had kept that, they would have even more success. And to watch the success there, the different coaches, the history of that franchise, he was great to work for. And when I left there, it was just time for me to go. I just was killing myself personally. And sometimes you do that stuff and it's not good for you. And then 3 years later, I had a chance to go to Memphis, which had a terrible team, probably the best experience I've ever had in terms of feeling good about yourself. Here with the Lakers, we were able to attract players. We drafted some great players. In Memphis, the most games they'd ever won was 23. In our second year there, we won 50 games. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm okay at help put together a team. And then after 5 years there, enough of this and had a couple of years off. And the Warriors approached me. They have a completely different. And in Memphis, Mike Heisty was the individual owner. And then I went to the Warriors, and I was there for 6 years, a lot of success there. Worked with some great people, Bob Myers, Joe Lacob, Peter Guber, and all the other owners they had. A little bit different there because, you would have, instead of meeting with one person, you met with 10 or 11 that were investors. And enormous success there with some great things that happened there. In all those places, I think the one thing that's been pretty unique, those past relationships, is that there's always some critical things that have to be done, and people don't like it because you have to trade players and move players along. It's horrible to have to do that. And when you're solely in charge, and when I say solely in charge of making the decision, those decisions are made with the owner's approval. And so you're directly reporting to one person. With the Warriors, all of a sudden, I'm an advisor. And all I can do is say, hey, look, I think this needs to happen. The people are all on board up there, very, very together, and a lot of success there. And then I had a chance to get involved with maybe the most unique owner I've ever met in my life. And I don't want, because I worked for him, I'm not trying to belittle any other franchise. This might be the best owner that I've ever seen in my life in any sport. And the thing that sets him apart is he's so competitive. But if people really knew him personally, this man flies under the radar. He's common. He appeals to the masses with his enormous financial success he's had in his life. But what he does within cities that people don't know about, his giving, he and his wife Connie they're givers, and they're really difference makers. And again, he has the financial wherewithal to do it. But that's really about what his life is. And when he approached me, I really liked him because he was different. But the thing I saw about him, like the other owners, very competitive. And then to have a chance to be involved with Lawrence Frank, Michael Winger, Doc Rivers, people I've known for a long time. This is a great group of people. It really is. And it's well thought out. It's well put together. And of course, when you have this man with this gigantic vision who wants to do something different, it's pretty simple to try to get from, first base to home. And that's what he's trying to do right now. But this is a very competitive team. A lot of things have been done over there. We've got two of the probably top 10 players in the league for sure. We've got a lot of really good players and depth on top of it. And this team is built to last, okay? It's probably got 5 years where this team can be great for 5 years. Kawhi Leonard just getting in his prime. Paul George just getting in his prime. But the pieces fit together. And that's what's so remarkable in a short period of time, that the front office up there has had the ability to put together. And more importantly, I think for the basketball fans in Los Angeles, we finally do have a rivalry. Even though the Clippers had won more games than the Lakers, had the best team in Los Angeles for 7 years. No one talks about that. What people talk about and remember is history. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately for the city of Los Angeles, they have seen some unbelievably great teams here. And I'll guarantee you, if you look up on the rafters up there, the greatest players in the NBA by far that played for one team has been with the Lakers. And that's exactly what Steve is trying to accomplish here. We got two players their numbers will be retired for sure. Getting there, a lot of pain getting there. Trading Blake Griffin, who I really like personally, okay? Probably the most difficult thing I've ever seen an ownership have to do. And they did it. And if you look at it right now, this is a team that's very, very accomplished with a ton of injuries this year, a lot of injuries. And I think Doc and his staff put it together really well right now. I read an article in the paper this morning. It's talking about how he can experiment with these group of people. But my biggest concern, how do you rev them up to where they were? We were, they had gotten to the top of the mountain. They were going the easy way because we had a great schedule going forward. And here we are going to play, I don't know why we're going to play, 8 games? Is it 8 games? Whatever it is. Yeah. And I don't understand why that makes any difference to me, because it looks like to me everyone, we had played more games than anyone, I think, in the league. Yeah. And so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think everyone should play an equal amount of games.
Well, it got started with I think maybe my biggest takeaway, and you talking about mixed messaging and people being confused and perhaps some propaganda being pushed, and you said the word discipline, and that's the most important thing for beyond sports, for so many folks to have discipline in whatever facet of their life, the path that they are walking. And certainly that is something you have had, and just applying it back to sports, it looks like these Clippers have. We are very excited about this thing to get started in 2 weeks, and excited you gave us so much of your time, Jerry. We really appreciate it.
Well, tee it up out there and don't drive that 9th green. That's not a very long
no. I got no chance of that.
Great to visit with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Jerry.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money. Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money.
Ready? Hey, we're back. Let's do it right now. $1,000 gift card, barbecues galore. Give us a call, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570.
How do I lock out the lines, Kate?
Block all.
Somebody
Block
is
all.
getting. You don't know how to work it?
No, it's a different. Block all. There we go.
Somebody had better give us a call because you are going to win $1,000 from Barbecues Galore. Not just a barbecue aisle,
a barbecue store.
Not only does Barbecues Galore have everything you need for the outdoors, but they have great deals on every kind of smoker, every kind of grill, every kind of rub, every kind of spatula. Everything you could ever want for the outdoors in a crazy time where you really need the outdoors is available at Barbecues Galore.
That's going to get you a big ticket item. That's going to get you a big green egg, a Green Mountain grill, a new Weber. And if you already have a great grill, then how about a bunch of accessories, patio furniture? They got all that. Some umbrellas on sale for 40% off. Let's go caller 10.
Yeah, 10.
866-987-2570.
But don't go anywhere because we still have the Dead and Alive Guy birthday of the day coming up, and Vassay has got Mike Socha and the Chevy, Matt. You can go to am570lasports.com/Chevy.
So how about keyword Henrik? When you call caller 10, Kate's is going to ask you what the password is. You got to say Henrik, and that's going to give you the grill. Henrik is the keyword. 866-987-2570. Caller 10. You got to say Henrik.
And you know what Henrik is? He's a G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
866-987-2570. Caller 10. Caller 10. Say Henrik. Tell your friends for next week, and they could win the $1,000.
Catch every game on your home of the Dodgers.
AM 570 LA Sports.
The 2020 Petros and Money
I bend over for the camera. I shake it.
Chevy Summer Tour. You've been a part of it.
Fantastic.
You've heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're taking it to the next level. Experience everything you've loved from the past 7 years.
Deeper and bigger.
Watch it.
You can be a voyeur.
Interact. We want to interact and sign up for the chance to win prizes, including a brand new Chevy Silverado.
I felt the connection. I knew it.
And who can forget about iHeartRadio's Grand in Your Hand program?
Remember, a grand in your hand still coming every single weekday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
All you got to do is call, and then they call you back.
Text the 200, but it's a block call, but you got to answer.
And then, when you answer it, make sure you answer it, because one time they called the guy back, but that's not usually what they do.
Grand slam home run.
We're giving you the chance to win a $500 gift card to the Dodgers Clubhouse store. Powered by Lids and a 50-inch Westinghouse Roku TV. Just for save.
It's time for Dodgers baseball.
Details at am570lasports.com.
I did because you gave. I grew because you sowed. I created. I played. I taught. I climbed. I found Christ because I saw him reflected in you.
All right, everybody, don't move. We're going to be right back with more of the Petros and Money 2020 Chevy Virtual Summer Tour.
This is Petros and Money. This is the Vassay Report, featuring Dodger insider David Vassay virtually from Dodger Stadium with a selfie stick.
Of course I have a selfie stick out here at Dodger Stadium. How else am I going to hold this camera? Hope you're enjoying the Petros and Money Summer Tour. We are just 6 days away from the first regular season Dodger game next Thursday against the San Francisco Giants. And it'll be Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the 9th time on opening day for the Dodgers. That's a franchise record for the Dodgers left-hander on his way to Cooperstown. 9 opening day starts in the last 10. So it'll be fun having Kershaw on the mound against the San Francisco Giants. Remember, in Arizona, he got into a little brouhaha with the Giants after he hit one of their batters after they hit Justin Turner. So we'll pick up where they left off in Arizona. Should be fun next Thursday. I know you're having tons of fun with Petros and Money, so we'll send it back to the summer tour.
This is Petros and Money. Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money.
It's part of it.
How about Tim Cates putting together Joe Madden, Jerry West, Zoom calls, not just getting them on the telephone, but having them agree to join us from their homes and bring that to you for those of you that were able to tune in through YouTube, youtube.com.
We appreciate that, and the chat was a lot of fun.
It was, Jerry West is just the freaking best, and it's nice to have that availability from him to do 25 minutes. One of the last times we talked to Jerry West, my man,
we were cut off.
You got to get out at 54.50.
My father reminded me, there's a hard out.
You got to get out at 54.50 no matter what.
It was really when I had to confront the abuse from my click AM 570 LA Sports.
That's exactly what happened. That's
yes,
exactly
it is. That is what
boss.
happened.
You can float
That's
the ones
what
in the
happened.
middle, but 54.50. These
and
boards are automated, my man.
Vassay needed to be like, Jerry, can we call you at the top of the hour? And he didn't have the balls to do it.
It was a disaster. So it was wonderful to get through that.
And Joe Madden and Sweet James, but those two interviews, Joe Madden and the Angels and Chris from the Clippers.
Thank you, Chris.
Hooking up Jerry West. Chris, we appreciate it. We got a chair. We appreciate that.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris. So a great, great day with those two interviews and our giveaways and people learning as we start this virtual summer tour brought to you by Chevrolet to consume the show in a different way when we do these specials.
Why? What's the guy's name? Who won?
Carlos won the Chef Merito.
Eric won the $1,000 gift card to Barbecues Galore.
What about the Westinghouse?
Who won a 50-inch TV?
You sound like Yasiel Puig. What about the Westinghouse?
So the reason why you're going to want to check in on YouTube when we do this is because during the commercial breaks, we go live during the commercial breaks, act like idiots.
And we give away
cuss,
stuff.
Chug beers.
Yeah, it's fun.
And we give away keywords for how you're going to win the
That's
TV.
right. Sean from the IE
Barbecues.
won the TV. But a big thank you for the people that put this together. Our boss is named Don Martin. He's our GM and boss, and he's the guy that hired Matt and I to work here a decade and a half ago. Brian Blackmore has been here as long as I've ever been here. Blackmore has been here doing hard work. Dave Weiss, our promotions guy, and his team, unbelievable. We're trying to do something a little different to bring people prizes from our great sponsors. This was it, and we're going to get better at it, but I think this was a great start. A big thank you to Eric, Matt, and Ricardo, who is our production technical team here, who did a great job. I mean, Matt and I both work in television, multiple camera television. I do live games with 5 or 6 or 8 cameras. This stuff ain't easy. And
no.
They did a great job.
On the fly. First time we've done it. Ricky, Social Matt, Eric, cannot thank you enough.
And Ronnie Fazio.
Ronnie Fazio, of course. Tim Cates, Dave Weiss, all helping out for today's our maiden voyage. And sure, it was bumpy at times, but man.
What was so bumpy about it? I didn't feel any bumps.
Well, the time that I threw the beer against the wall. And
that was you. I mean, come on.
I said it was on me. I'm not saying it was on them. It was on me.
Look,
I missed the garbage can, and the beer happened to spill in all the electrical.
Everybody did a good job.
All right, I'm sorry.
Matt's already trying to ban Facebook for something against Zuckerberg. But
I just think we should go YouTube. Straight YouTube next week. And by the way, we got details. We got details.
Details of what?
Next tour stop.
Oh, okay. Should we do a song for this? Do the baseball song, man, because it's going to be the same day that the Dodgers start, man. And that's a big deal for people in this city, man. A lot of people have been waiting on the Azul. And they're coming right here on AM 570.
Not next Friday. We're doing 2 within a week. Thursday, July 23rd, Dodgers opening day against the Giants. And we are going to have the second stop of the Petros and
What are the hours on that, Matt?
Chevy Summer Virtual Tour, 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. So it's going to be 2.5 hours. We're going to
from yesterday.
More prizes to give away.
Our second summer tour, and we're going to give away more stuff.
How about this? Guess what we're doing next Thursday? Shout out to our dear friend Steve Van Dorn debuting the PMS shoe.
No, already?
Already next week.
My God. And I heard he's making a gong shoe for the people at Gongs Unlimited.
Yes.
Honestly, he is.
He really is.
But
he needs Andrew's size so he can make them a gong shoe. He said he's going to start the mock-up right now.
Before we go any further, Ronnie, let's get a little Vince Guaraldi. Your dead guy, birthday of the day, is one of our favorite musicians. Vince Guaraldi, who is a great jazz legend, there's no doubt about it, died way too young, and we raise our Surf City Steelworks.
Surf City Steelworks, if you're not aware, local distillery down there in Huntington Beach. The booze is phenomenal. Not sure if you can see this up close, but their bottles are glorious. The booze is fantastic, but you put this on your bar and your liquor cabinet.
It's a great company.
It's a conversation piece. The booze is great. The artwork on the bottles is even better. And check out the delicious, this is my favorite of all the cans, the Tiffany Twisted. I wish
this
I had
is the gin. It's blue. It's a blue liquor. Today would have been Vince Guaraldi's 92nd birthday, Matt. And he's dead. American jazz pianist from freaking North Beach, San Francisco. Yeah, it's blue.
It's blue. Looks great when you pour it in a glass over ice, and it's delicious.
What song is this, Ronnie?
Well, this song's called The Masked Marvel, and it comes from the 1969 Bossa Nova album, Almaville.
He's one of our favorites. And
Almaville.
he's one of the most respected pianists of the 20th century. But the coolest thing about Vince Guaraldi, he died very young, and it's very sad, but he did all the music. You recognize it from the Peanuts movies, all the Charlie Brown movies. He had an unbelievable relationship with Mendelssohn and Charles Schulz, and that is the legacy in his career.
The best.
On top of my favorite album, Cast Your Fate to the Wind, Jazz Impressions of the Black Orpheus by Vince Guaraldi.
SurfCitySteelworks.com.
Yamas.
You're a live guy, birthday of the day. Also another favorite, easily top 5 for me, Donald Sutherland. $1 million you can go off of.
And he looks good naked. Looks good naked.
Dirty Dozen got it started. Obviously, wasn't too proud to star in Animal House, but I want to play.
Who would be too proud?
Oddball from Kelly's Heroes, one of my all-time favorite movies, one of the all-time great characters. Give me some Oddball, Kate.
These tanks are faster than any other tanks in the European theater of operations. Forwards or backwards. See, man, we like to feel that we can get out of trouble quicker than we got into it.
And the other secret weapons?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, you see, all the tanks we come up against are bigger and better than ours. So that all we can hope to do is, like, scare them away, you know? This gun is an ordinary 76 millimeter, but we add this piece of pipe onto it, and the Krauts think, like, maybe it's a 90 millimeter.
He said Kraut.
We got our own ammunition. It's filled with paint. When we fire it, it makes pretty pictures. Scares the hell out of people. We got a loud speaker here, and when we go into battle, we play music very loud. It kind of calms us down.
Come on inside for a minute.
Happy 85th, Donald Sutherland, and watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I couldn't sleep for a month. Granted, I was 8 when my mom watched it with me.
That probably was ill-advised.
Yes.
And if you want to see his son, Kiefer, he loves to have a smoke after about 10 or 12 drinks in the morning at the Smokehouse, right here by the Warner Brothers studio.
Can I bum a square, Kiefer?
Kiefer weighs 106 pounds. It's an amazing...
You're giving him 10.
You're like, weren't you an action hero at some point? It's like, you are wafer thin. I mean, wafer. Don Martin, Dave Weiss, Brian Blackmore, Ricardo, Matt, Eric, Tim, and Ronnie. A big thank you, and thank you for tuning in. We'll make this bigger and bigger and cooler, but I think a very, very good inaugural effort by us, man.
Darn right. Dave Assay's got Mike Sosha on Dodger Talk coming up next.
Live from the AM 570 LA Sports Studios in Burbank, this is Petros and Money. Listen up. We've got $1,000 to give you. Burn